CNBC's resident crazy guy Jim Cramer has released a list of things that we should all be holding. And, well, quite frankly, he's starting to make a little bit of sense, all while sounding crazy at the same time. We're going to be taking a look at that list in today's video. Welcome back, guys, to the Independent Experience. I'm IndyXP Bullion, and this is the Morning Market Wake-Up Call for Thursday, February 11th, 2020. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see where we're starting today off at. Gold is up nicely at $1849.53. Silver is steady at $27.21. That gives us a ratio of 67.98. Platinum is up very nicely, currently at $1258.26. Palladium back over that $2,400 mark, currently at $2401.75. And rhodium is steady at $21,000. Base metals, for the most part, have remained steady or have made a little bit of ground up. Copper is currently at $3.75. Nickel is at $8.41. Aluminum is up at 94 cents. Zinc up at $1.23. And lead up at 94 cents. Barrels of crude oil have come down slightly from the last video, currently at $53.33 a barrel. We saw a mixed day on Wall Street yesterday. The Dow was up 61 points, closing out at 31,437.80. The NASDAQ was down 35 points at 13,972.53, and the S&P 500 was down just a single point at 3909.88. The U.S. dollar index has slid a little bit more from the highs that we saw earlier in the week, currently at 90.38. If you guys trade in Bitcoin, those are up slightly from yesterday's video, currently at $46,517.84. And if you happen to exchange a gold back today, whether that be the Utah or the Nevadan, those are exchanging at $3.23. Whew. All right, we got through that one quick. I'm going to take a quick swig here. Get some of that power juice in me. All right, like I said at the beginning of the video, we are looking at an article that Jim Cramer's top 3 alternatives to own. And this comes to us from Kitco News and Anna Golubolova over there. He is saying that, I'm not going to reveal the title of the article because I feel like that would give an awful lot away. So let's just jump right in. Investors should think about alternative investments, said CNBC's Jim Cramer as he revealed his top 3 picks: gold, Bitcoin, and cash. Bitcoin is a new addition to Cramer's list. It is, quote, almost impossible not to include Bitcoin, he told CNBC's Squawk Box on Tuesday. Quote, as an alternative, I used to say, own some gold, own some cash. Now I say own some gold, own some cash, and own some Bitcoin. It is a little inflated today, but there's still a lot of people thinking that it could go to $100,000, Cramer said. Cramer added that Bitcoin is exciting and he could talk about it extensively, but he warned not to invest too much into the cryptocurrency without hedging. Quote, at the end, you have to have some sort of hedge on it. If you take it and it goes down, you'll end up saying, why did I use Bitcoin when I could have transacted in dollars, he said. But as far as a way to be able to have the panache of things that you should do with your cash, I'm all for it. Cramer said that he owns Bitcoin and he has owned it for some time. Tesla put a lot of money in. I don't have that level of conviction, but I do own Bitcoin. In an earlier interview with The Street, Cramer revealed that he had bought Bitcoin when it had dropped below $18,000. Every treasurer out there should be going to their board of directors and putting a small portion of cash into Bitcoin. It seems to be an interesting way to hedge against the rest of the environment. A nice hedge against fiat currency, Cramer pointed out. Despite all of the excitement, Cramer did admit that he is more of a traditional investor who likes to hedge with gold. I believe in gold as a way to hedge. I believe in selling calls against certain stocks as a way of hedge. I am much more traditional, and so I think that Bitcoin is just a piece of the puzzle. I don't think the companies should invest too big, he said. It is an alternative to having cash positions where you are making absolutely nothing. On the macro outlook, Cramer said markets are looking for some good news, and they are not getting it. We still want to know about the stimulus and vaccine variants that we are having trouble with are very much on people's minds. So there we go. Jim Cramer has added Bitcoin to his list of things that you should own. I'm sure this goes for any cryptocurrency. I know a lot of my newer subscribers are probably Dogecoin fans, and that's fine. We got some time left in this video. I want to dive into two things here. One, the article. You know, Jim Cramer's always told us that we should have gold and we should have cash, which is smart. I know a lot of us here in the stacking community are like, fiat currency is worthless. But in the current climate, until things go to shit, cash is still king. We have to admit that to ourselves. Gold is the hedge. Now, at some point in the future, it's going to flip-flop. We don't know when that is, so you have to have both. But now we have cryptocurrencies we have to worry about. And, you know, he's saying that we should all own some cryptocurrency, which is true. And, you know, it doesn't matter what you get into Bitcoin at. Yeah, Bitcoin's almost at $50,000 right now. But you don't have to buy $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's just what one Bitcoin is. It's a fractional currency. Your cryptocurrency. You buy $200 worth of it. And when it does get to $100,000, now you got $400 in Bitcoin. So, you know, that's it just like trading in anything else, bullion, gold, silver, stocks, you know, whatever. So the idea that cryptocurrencies are going to take over the world, I'm skeptical about that. But you know, you can take that as you will. I, of course, own Bitcoin. I have 5% of Bitcoin that I got. I've got it for $5 for free. $5 worth of free Bitcoin when Bitcoin was about $100. I got it for opening up a wallet. And we talked about this on my channel before. It is somewhere on a phone, somewhere in my house that I don't know where it's at. So at some point, I'm going to find my Bitcoin, and at the current value, $46,480 divided by times 0.05. That did not do that right. It's going to be a couple $1,000s. You know, it's going to be about $2,100, I think, somewhere in there. Somebody can double check my math on that. But someday we'll find it, and I'll convert that probably over into gold or silver. So the other thing I want to talk about is Dogecoin. We haven't talked about Dogecoin too much on this channel, but I know we got a lot of new subscribers here that probably are hopped on the Dogecoin train. Yeah, Dogecoin's been around for 8 years now. 2013 was when it was introduced, and it's still at like 8.5 cents a coin, which is great because it's cheap to get into, and you can buy a lot of it, and small incremental increases can really help you out in your portfolio. But it's not, you know, Bitcoin only had 5 years on it, 6 years on it, and Bitcoin is now at, you know, $46,000. So why hasn't Dogecoin taken off? So I don't know if it's going to ever be a Bitcoin. I don't think it's ever going to get to that status. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to go up. I'm not a financial advisor. Everything has the potential of going to the moon. You know, so invest wisely. Do some research. Just because the internet tells you that Dogecoin is the next greatest thing, don't take that as the gospel. Take it with a grain of salt, especially if it's coming from Wall Street Bets, because there's probably about 50 to 100 really, really smart people on Wall Street Bets. And then there's a bunch of trolls, probably somewhere in the millions of trolls. And then you got millions of people that have no idea what's going on, and they're going to listen to whatever the millions of trolls and the 100 smart people are putting out there. Now, you might get lucky and you might catch the one smart person that's posting something about Dogecoin, but you're going to read a bunch of stuff about Dogecoin and other investments from people that have no idea what they're talking about. So take everything you read with a grain of salt, kids. Do your own research and make smart decisions with your money. And right now, the smartest decision that we think that you can make is investing in precious metals. Of course, here in the stacking community, we often praise the draws and the allure of gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium. There's obviously other things that you can invest in, but that is the markets that we have chosen to put our resources and time into. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about Jim Cramer's comments, whether you think that Bitcoin is a good place to start putting your money. What about cash? How much cash do you think you got to have? It's hard to say, I want to hold cash, but honestly, it's probably a smart move. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think on this topic. Guys, I do greatly appreciate every single one of you. And if you happen to appreciate old NDXP bullion, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button for me right there. It helps me out immensely. If you happen to be new to the independent experience and you want to keep up to date on when all the latest and greatest content is coming out, make sure you hit the subscribe and jingle bell right there in the corner, bing bong, so you can stay notified of when the new content is coming out. Of course, we're going to pop up the box over here on this side of the screen. There's somewhere around 440 videos in the back catalog. You can start watching these at your heart's content. At the end of this one, guys, I have been NDXP Bullion from the Independent Experience, and I'm here again to remind you, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find your pockets heavy.